Welcome back. So some challenges just might seem too big. Relationships, finances, whatever it might be. But instead of being overwhelmed, Studio 5 relationship coach Matt Townsend says you just have to tackle it the right way. And you compare these challenges to a puzzle.
Yes. Get your puzzles out and start saving your life and your relationship. Do you guys do puzzles?
I love puzzles. Some puzzles.
Do you like 500-piece puzzles?
Now it's time to say that.
Look, we got a big meaty one that's only got 24 pieces.
I can handle this.
So this one we thought you guys
could handle this one.
But some puzzles are like this one. This puzzle's called Paradise. And apparently Paradise has 500 tiny little pieces that you're supposed to put together. So notice, this is just like our life. Sometimes we want to put together Paradise. It's full of a lot of tiny little pieces. Sometimes we just want to keep it simple and start solving our problems the way you would go about a puzzle. You ready? How do you do it?
Yeah.
So when you get started, what's one of the first things you like to do?
I look at the box so I see what the picture is there.
You got to see what we're making. So what I teach is set your eyes on the prize. Always put whatever, let's say you're dealing with an issue, financial stress, okay? You've got to focus on your finished product. You've got to identify if I'm financially solvent and healthy, what would that look like? And put it out there so you can constantly keep seeing. Create a vision of what it would look like if I didn't have to pay certain bills, if I wasn't chasing and having creditors after me all of the time. And then keep fixated on it, and every time you get a little lost and confused, go back to the picture and start to focus.
That goal is clear.
Yep, makes sense. Another tool, start connecting the pieces you can. A lot of people, when they start putting a puzzle together, they always start with the frame, right? What I teach is start putting together the pieces that you know fit. Take the little parts of, let's say, your financial problem. If you already know you have a spending problem, start working on that piece. Start getting help on that piece. If you know that you have a budgeting problem, start putting those pieces together. Here's the reason. I feel the #1 way to progress is to have some success. Nothing stalls problems more than never having success.
So if you put together a couple pieces, like I got 3 here together, I feel like, hey, I'm chugging along
and it compares to your vision, so you start to see parallel. Plus, you start to see where you're missing stuff. So that's a pretty powerful little tool, is work and start putting pieces together on any of your problems that you can. There's always low-hanging issues you can solve easily, okay? So once you get that done, then what I'd start doing is building a frame. Everybody knows you got to build the frame around your problem. So then we start putting our little structure together, our frame together. And tell me why. What's the benefit of putting the pieces of the frame together?
Well, you start to get a vision of what the middle is going to look like. It starts to set the structure for the solution.
You know what we call that in the therapy world? We call that boundaries. So what you do is you start putting boundaries around your piece here, around your puzzle. In our world, so what you might want to do, let's say you have financial problems, you might want to start putting a frame around the financial problems.
What would that be?
Rules, structures. We commit to certain rules that, for example, we're going to tear up our credit cards, and that is now a frame. There's no more credit going through our family. We're going to commit to start going to classes, and that's a frame that's going to start. We're going to build our program all around that one specific type of frame. The benefit of the frame is it allows you to more quickly start piecing things together that maybe you couldn't have ever seen went together, and you also know where the pieces don't go, again, because they're not going to go outside of the frame.
And it takes away a little bit of the overwhelm, right? If you can construct something a map, so to speak.
So think of that. We've got the picture, we've got the vision, we've got the frame, we've got a lot of the little pieces going. Then what I want you to do is, as soon as you get overwhelmed, which usually happens with me on a puzzle, like one of these 500-piece puzzles, I'm done with it. So what I found is sometimes you just need to step away. When you're starting to feel overwhelmed with your problems at home, you can take a break. You already have a frame, you've already got some progress, so step away. Take a break. Get out of there and go, maybe go on a walk, maybe just get another hobby, maybe get rid of some of the people around you that are sucking the life out of you, and get away. Go on a drive. Go somewhere, okay? By stepping away, you're going to create a new vision, and you'll be able to come back and see something anew.
Nice. I like it.
Okay? Next rule, fairly simple, is allow others to help, which is really interesting when you get into puzzle solving. You ever been solving a puzzle and you didn't want anyone's help? Or all of a sudden it turns into a competition, like, wow, you're moving a lot of pieces. Why are you moving pieces so fast? A lot of times, if we would invite more help into our problems, a therapist, for example, might have incredible insight into solving and putting pieces into your puzzle more quickly than you would. So invite other people into your problems.
And it makes, I think, solving the problem becomes more social. People help, and it's not as overwhelming. You feel like other people are sharing your burden there.
Light hands, what is it? Heavy, many people make light hands.
Yeah.
Light work.
Light work.
Hands and work, they all go together.
Maybe we should figure that phrase out.
I got to think that one through. One last rule is you just kind of have to remember that slow and steady wins the race, right? So you just keep putting puzzle pieces in. You keep putting the pieces together. You have the frame. You have the idea. We just got to get up tomorrow and do it again. We keep slowly putting pieces in, and eventually you're going to have a puzzle that's pretty much done. Brooklyn.
I hold the last piece
Get
in
it
my
in
hand.
there. What if you put it
pretty much,
upside
I think
down?
this is the only piece that I'm going to contribute. I was just
You nailed it. Yeah, I
and
felt
not
like I was
really
doing all the work.
connecting. Okay, there we go.
See that? Puzzles, they're just so it's a simple process. Every kid's done it. You've all gone through this process a million times. So when you have a problem out there, attack it the same way. Attack it by saying, great, frame it, let's start getting some success on it, let's start inviting other people in, let's know we're going to work on it until it's gone.
It's the same process that we did as little kids. We just have to remember how to do it again when we're tackling bigger problems.
It's that simple.
Great advice, Matt.
You're always the expert at solving problems. You got a little workshop coming up in July.
So what we've had is everybody's telling me they need help with communication. So put together a class that's only for communication. It's 6 hours long. It's on a Saturday. It goes from 9 to 3, and all you're going to do is sit down with your spouse and learn to talk, to resolve conflict. Go to matttownsend.com or just give us a call, 801-747-2121. It's coming up in July. It's $149.
A good boot camp, though, for your relationship.
Huge boot camp. If you know you can't talk, this is the fastest way I've found to teach it.
matttownsend.com is where you go for more information on that. Thanks so much, Matt.
Thank you.